Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, Saka here, and welcome back to NASCAR Racing 2003 season. We are at Kansas for the last race in the round of the Contender 12. Thanks to our win last week at Talladega, we can just sort of ride this race. We don't have to really push for a win. A good finishing position isn't out of the question, though, as we qualified up here in the top 10. Brandon is on the pole in his Texaco Haviland Ford on inside row 1. We'll be starting outside this row here, row 3, behind Jeff Gordon. Jeff Gordon has a lot of ground to make up. Gordon is in a must-win situation after his short pitting at Charlotte really took him out. But we will focus on our race. It looks to be a one-stop race, 27 total laps. We might split the race in half, lap 13 or 14. Pace car is off. Green flag should be in the air shortly. Green is out. Good start here. Nice rolling. Our third gear doesn't seem to be as responsive as the cars beside us, but that is okay. We'll get it down into fourth and run this outside groove. You can sort of see that inside line pushing down really quick. We'll use this high line momentum to see if we can come out beside some other cars. Mike Skinner there in the 31 low Chevy is to our inside. We'll sort of squeeze him down right on the bottom if we can, try to take some air off that spoiler, get that side draft going. Mike will pull away, but we'll be clear behind the 31. We'll duck to the inside and start passing on the bottom. The bottom seems to be the best way to go on corner entry for sure. There's no progressive banking here, so if we can get through the turns faster, that will be to our benefit. However, the outside line is beneficial if cars are bogging down to the bottom. Looks like Brandon is having a spirited run up there with Earnhardt in 1 and 2. We've got a nice group of cars right in front of us here, all for position. We're in the top 10. We just need to mind our own business here, not put ourselves in too much of a hole. Even if we crash, though, we are on to the next round thanks to our win, but I don't want to go out like a chump. Although I almost went out like a chump right there. A little loose on corner entry on these fresh tires. These drivers are really going to be pushing as hard as they can on fresh tires, and we might see some fall off here from these guys. Looks like Rusty will get to the inside of Bobby Labonte, who is no longer in the chase. Very much like Jeff Gordon, he had a pit road mishap. Well, he pitted an extra time, essentially taking him out of the points race, just like Jeff Gordon tried to do. We'll be right behind Rusty here. He's opened the door for us under the 18. We'll get around Bobby Labonte nice and easy. Probably easier than we would if that was the 18 of Kyle Busch, for sure. Yeah, Bobby will let us go. He'll lay back and we will stay in line here behind Rusty. Let's see if we can get a drive off of turn 4. We get a little bit of bite here. We can get our fender right on his inside. Maybe get a little bit of pull off of Jeff Burton up there in the 99 Xi Batteries Ford, and we will motor on by. Rusty will concede that spot. It looks like the AI isn't too committed to the top. If they get to the outside, chances are they will cede the position, which is good for us. Already on lap 5, so we're almost halfway to our fuel stop. Well, we could go longer, but the benefit of new tires is pretty pronounced. When we come off on new tires, we'll gain a second a lap easily. So the earlier we can pit within our window, the better. The only downside is if we get pinned under a yellow after we pitted and we've gone a lap down, that is incredibly difficult to make up. So we just have to watch and see what the other drivers are going to do. As soon as we see cars heading down pit road, we need to follow suit and join them as quickly as possible. Sort of touch the apron there. That's not ideal. We can ride here, though. We're in the top 10. It's a nice, solid position. These guys around us need to go. But thanks to our win at Talladega, we don't necessarily have to. We can pick what battles we want to engage in, and if we get a good run like this, oh, Jeff Burton, yeah, we can look to his inside here and make that drive and focus on his brother Ward Burton in the 22 Caterpillar Pontiac for Bill Davis Racing. That's a team that I miss seeing race week in, week out. It's very old school. And I'd like to see a throwback scheme at at Darlington for the Caterpillar Pontiac for sure. It would be some good nostalgia for him. A good run into turn one. You can see how much ground we gained up there on corner entry, and I believe their tires are really starting to fall off here. Looking at our lap times, we're fairly consistent. We're within, you know, a few tenths of our fastest lap here, so we're not really pushing the car. It's that old I'm not going faster, everyone else is going slower mentality. Well over halfway to our pit stop though, so we need to really start looking out for the AI. If they decide to short pit, they're going to slam on their brakes on the bottom groove very quickly and get us caught up in a wreck that we don't want to be in here. Let's get a good drive off the turn. Now Ward Burton got a bit of a drive from that high lane, but we will outbrake him here going into the turn. He will roll over for us, and we can look for Jeff Gordon in that 24 DuPont Chevrolet. And the leader is in sight. A car blown up down here on the apron. That's the 14 of Rick Mass. Will that bring out a caution? Oh, come on, NASCAR. You know you like to throw phantom yellows. Where's our yellow at? Okay, so car stopped on the apron at the finish line. He'll need a tow back to the garage, but you know what? Insta-pop. So we will stay green. No one else is involved, and it doesn't look like he dropped any fluid on the track. Don't know what that's all about. In any other race, that would definitely be a yellow flag, throwing sort of a wrench into our strategy for sure, but we stay green. We can go a few more laps and definitely get into our fuel window of 19. If the yellow had come out at that point, we definitely could have pitted. We would be forcing our tires to go a whole lot longer than we would like, but we would make it on fuel once we stopped, and I guarantee everybody would stop if the yellow flag were to come out. But that's not the case. No use thinking about it. We can drive off of turn 4 here, and we're catching Gordon slowly and surely, and Gordon needs to improve his position by 3 if he wants to make it into that next round and guarantee a spot. I don't think a top 5 is going to be good enough for Jeff Gordon to pass, being more than 20 points down. Basically, he needs to finish more than half the field ahead of all of his competitors, and you've got Jared up here, you've got Earnhardt, and of course, me and Brandon are up here running up front with wins already this round. So old Jeff has an uphill battle to climb, but you know what? I'm not going to lay over and push him to the front. We'll just go around him and focus on the Dales. We sort of overdrove turn 1 just a little bit there in the outside groove, but we completed the pass and we can get that drive off, and we can focus on Jarrett in that 88 Quality Care Ford and set our sights forward here. Jarrett and Earnhardt are definitely going to be our biggest competition going forward. Looking to the next round, we have Martinsville, Texas, and Phoenix, and Earnhardt and Jarrett are really good at those tracks, as they have been all year with this particular AI package. So any chance that we have to put them points down, we are going to take. And Brandon is setting sail out there. He's got quite a substantial lead and no lap traffic. This is the time where we can start looking for pit road. Looks like Jarrett's going to go around Earnhardt here. I'll go around Jarrett just in case they both pit. Looks like Brandon is making his way down pit road as well. So is Earnhardt, so it's going to be Jarrett and I. I was hoping to lead that lap and get that extra bonus point. It really don't matter in the grand scheme of things if we lead or not, but it would just be nice bragging rights to say that we led at Kansas. But we are going to come in this time for pits. I want to be as close to Dale Jarrett as I possibly can. I'm going to be extra conservative here, though. I don't know how the AI is going to approach this pit road entry. It looks like they're kind of slow here. I'll go to his outside. He's really going to drive down to the apron. 3,500 in second gear. Yeah, they drive nice and wide into pit road, but we'll be looking left to our pit stall. We're in front of the Joe Gibbs team members of Tony Stewart and Bobby Labonte. Looking left for that Home Depot and Interstate Batteries pit box, and we will be the blue pit board waving in the breeze. Yep, here they are. Guys are up on the wall there. And let's go. Fill me up. 4 tires and fuel, boys. Here we go. Nice and easy into the box, just like that. Right sides are on, coming down to the left sides. We got to be mindful of these lap cars that are leaving pit road as well. It looks like Jarrett might have taken 2 tires. We'll be out right behind him, though. We didn't lose a whole lot of ground to Jarrett. Let's see if we can get up through the gears quickly here. We don't want to get on the racetrack in the turns 1 and 2 for sure. We want to stay right on the back stretch and then blend up. Here we go, nice and easy, 4th gear, and we are full throttle. Now, we did lose a bit on pit road exit. You see Jarrett there in the middle of turns 3 and 4, so we have a little bit to do, but now we have lap cars in the mix. And it doesn't seem like it is important to really push, except Brandon, I'm sure, got a very clean exit. I didn't see him. He had the very first pit stall, so if he had a clean exit out, things will be going well. Ward Burton seems to be the last on pit road. Don't know if that strategy is going to work out for him. Usually you want to be the first car on pit road on the last pit stop, so Ward Burton may have lost a lot of time to myself and all of the leaders. But Dave Marcus is our first quarry here, and we have a little bit of a pack in front of us there that's going to be slowing up, especially if Dale Jarrett is in that group. It looks like Jarrett has gotten around those guys, so he's going to be starting to gap us. We need to get around these lap cars as cleanly as possible. We can get around the 71 here, drive to the inside. Nice and easy, just like that. Out of the way, Dave. Thank you, thank you. And now they're single file, which is pretty good. I think we can catch them well. If they're single file, we can choose to go to the bottom, we can go to the top, but we are definitely within a stone's throw of some positions. And even though we're in the top 5, I want to increase that position just for bragging rights alone. Buckshot Jones here in the 00. Kenny Irwin there in the 42. And no, you don't. I'm going 3 wide. I am not wasting any time behind a rolling roadblock. We have to be extra conservative on the corner entry, but we will clear them both and set our sights on Dave Blaney in that 93 Amoco Pontiac. And then we've got quite the gap to get past Dave Blaney here, but that pack right there is going to be our best friend. If Jarrett and Earnhardt and possibly Brandon can get caught in a rolling roadblock scenario, let's go around the outside, easy. So the 93 was thinking about going to the top, and that could have been disastrous for both of us, but I do not have time to roll out. Every ounce of me is like, oh, just be conservative, finish, you're fine. But then that competitive side of me is saying, go for it. You have the pack right in front of you, and you can click off some really fast laps here. So that's what I'm going to do. Looks like we've got another rolling roadblock sort of scenario in front of us. The 4 Kodak Chevy down there, and the 50 Chevy up top. Come on, guys, you can work this out. Good. We'll try the outside groove. We'll definitely have a lot of momentum to get on the outside of the 4. We'll carry all of our speed down the front straightaway. Maybe set up to the outside of turn 1, the 50 being blocked by the 97 John Deere Ford of Chad Little for Roush Racing. We will clear them both outstanding and keep on going. I mean, we're plugging away. These lap cars are not hindering us too bad. We're going to be coming to 5 laps to go, and I mean, they're right there. We can see cars for position right in front of us. Not right in front of us, but we have to get rid of these lap cars, and they're making it tough. Around the hill, Bro's car. Out of the way, Bro. Just like that, into turn 1, nice and easy, we'll clear them. And then we've got, looks like Gordon up here that we can race with, and there's Earnhardt as well. So that will put us up in 3rd, or maybe that's Jarrett, did I see? No, that was just a lap car. But Gordon is definitely right there, and it looks like Jarrett, out of the way, 43. Looks like Jarrett is right in front of him. So there's 2 spots there. We can get up into 3rd. Earnhardt is trying to run away with it, and I do not see Brandon anymore. So mainly going for 2nd place here. Looks like Brandon is set sail, and he's cleared these lap cars very well. Set up Jeff Gordon one more time. If these guys took 2 tires, that's definitely going to be to our advantage for sure. That will put us in 4th. 3rd is right in front of us. Dale Jarrett will try to look under the 7, and Michael Waltrip will take the apron, charge as best we can here under the 88, just like that. Now, I believe Earnhardt is in that pack right in front of us. So with 3 laps to go, we're really going to have to pick them up and lay them down, catch them just like this, the Cartoon Network car. Right on the backstretch, we can go into the turn without losing any speed. And that's not good there that Earnhardt has cleared this group of traffic. He's going to start gapping these cars. And if I don't get around them with any speed, they're going to start gapping me. So let's get under the 44 and under the 66 if we can. Daryl is going to be difficult. Move out of the way, Daryl. We gave him a little bit of the bumper there. We'll clear Daryl, and with coming to the white flag, we're going to have Earnhardt right in front of us with only 1 car that may be a factor. I'm going to drive turn 1 as hard as I can, try to make up as much space as we can for sure. White flag is in the air this time. 1 more lap to go. We're running 3rd, Earnhardt for 2nd, and we're making up time. That was an okay turn 1 entry. I would have liked to have been on the bottom. Let's roll out here and hope the 32 helps us. Earnhardt's going to go around the 32. We're going to be right on his bumper getting to turn 3. All right, here we go. Let's see if we can go the outside. He's going to hold that bottom. Let's make the drive. Nope, I pushed up and slid just a little bit. Cut back down to the bottom, take the apron, shortest way around. Are we going to get Earnhardt? No. Earnhardt got us at the line, so a 3rd place for us in this final race of the round. Either way, we are going to advance, but it's going to be interesting to see where everyone finished and where these points shake out. Brandon is your winner. Jarrett, Gordon, Jeff Burton. We have a lot of cars 1 lap down. So 19 cars finish on the lead lap. There's Rick Mast out with a camshaft. Poor Bobby Labonte. I swear, his crew chief, who was it, Jimmy Maycar back then? He is a terrible pit strategist, I tell you. I mean, you only needed 1 stop. How do you lose 5 laps with a fast race car? But there's Brandon celebrating over there at the start-finish line. 2 out of 3 races he won. I won the other one. Pretty dominating performance in round 2, if I say so myself, and I do. But apparently Brandon had a feisty battle with Bobby Labonte, who is multiple laps down. Let's take a look at that real quick. So coming to the line, Brandon on the outside, coming in to take the checker into Bobby Labonte. A couple bumps, they both stay straight. Bobby, what you fighting for, bro? You're 5 laps down. One thing I do want to take a look at, though, is my drive up to Earnhardt. Let's watch that. Let's see the finish. How close were we for getting 2nd? We definitely had the momentum on the bottom, and right there, he got us by a 1/4 car length. Oh, that's a kick in the pants. That equates to 0.02 of a second. Looking at this last lap, though, we were multiple car lengths behind. We had a nice wide entry there, but we pushed up a bit in turn 1. We didn't get to the bottom. We were able to carry that speed, though. I think Earnhardt might have lost a bit behind that 32, but we are right there on his back bumper, ready to pounce. He slowed down a lot right there on corner entry. We had to sort of peek to the outside, and we slid. And then at that time, he had already picked up the throttle and was driving away. But that's how these races go. But let's take a look at the standings going into the Eliminator 8. Only 8 drivers remain to fight for a championship. Of course, Brandon and I made through on wins. Jarrett, Earnhardt, Ward Burton, Jeff Burton, Rusty Wallace made it by 1 point, and Tony Stewart ties with Mark Martin. The tiebreaker is top 5s, then top 10s. So with his 1 top 5 over Mark Martin's 0 top 5s, Tony Stewart will also be in the Eliminator 8 going into Martinsville. So, 4 races left in the season. A win in Martinsville guarantees you a championship run in Homestead. This is where the chips are down, and it really matters. But that's going to do it for me in this episode, ladies and gentlemen, of NASCAR Racing 2003 season. Like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you for the first round of the Eliminator 8 in Martinsville. Take care.